and Hyundai cars a target.
And the Broncos are staying positive after last night's disappointing loss to the Raiders, but fans are sounding off on our Broncos Country fan line. We'll have your in-game reaction just ahead. We do want to begin with breaking news, though, because for nearly 2 hours now, there's been a big crash on I25 in the North Metro, snarling traffic.
Traffic expert Jason Luber is first out of the gate at this hour. Jason?
Yeah, you might have seen that push alert that we sent to your cell phone. If you ever see breaking traffic alerts, you'll see them right there first on your cell phone. And this is what's going on. This is the northbound side of I25 right here at Highway 7. It's the Lafayette Brighton exit. And you can see how we have debris here that came off of that truck that's sitting right there. This is the tow truck that's trying to lift it back on its wheels and haul it out of here. So that process could be another hour to get it all cleaned up. You can see that process going on here. The northbound side is jam-packed, obviously, all the way back here to 120th. So this is the area. Take a look. The drive time, if you were going to stick up there, is 107 minutes, which is just over an hour and a half, which is obviously ridiculous. So if you're trying to use some of the side streets, it is a better option, but still way jammed up. If you're, let's say, thinking about heading to Greeley, use Highway 85. And then from there, you can use, if you go all the way back to I-25 from Fort Lupton or from Platteville. Southbound I-25 is also another mess there, Lisa, because of a crash that we had at 6th Avenue. All lanes are open, but still over 40 minutes to downtown.
Wow, what a mess. A beautiful start to our morning, especially look just to the west of us up and through Rocky Mountain National Park. There at Long's Peak, there's a little snow on the peak. We saw some dustings and, well, even a little more than a dusting above about 11,000 feet this weekend in spots there, mainly over the peaks and just above tree line. Here in town, roads are dry right now. We do have some cloud cover, and as you're getting out the door this morning, we'll see 50s, getting into the mid to upper 60s here by lunchtime. So it will be a high right around 70, close to normal this afternoon for us here in Denver, closer to 80 across southeastern Colorado. Now for the mountains, it's 50s and 60s today with a chance for more scattered showers, and we're going to see some of that wet weather. So expect to see wet roads for the evening commute tonight. We'll see a few more showers again tomorrow, and then things will dry out a little later in the week. I'll show you what all of that looks like on the Super 7 Day, you guys, coming up.
Calls for more accountability this morning after there were 3 police-involved shootings this weekend. The latest happened just hours ago in Aurora. Police say the suspect was part of a work release program and robbed a convenience store with a large knife before boarding a bus with people on it near East Colfax and Moline Street. Officers confronting him on the bus, they used a taser, released a police dog, and 2 officers fired their weapons. The man died. No one else was injured.
And the second police shooting happened in Boulder in response to a wild video showing a man pull out a gun and fire at least 2 shots. Officers were nearby, thankfully, heard the gunfire and found people actively shooting when they arrived. An officer fired his weapon and hit one of the men in the arm. You can see the fire flash from the muzzle of the gun, though. The man shot in the arm is in custody, but the person who recorded this video is shaken and did not want to speak on camera to protect his privacy.
Scary, I'm fearing for my life almost, even though they weren't, trying to aim at us. I've never had an experience like that in my life where, someone's trying to kill somebody right in front of me. Not in Colorado, not ever, not anywhere else.
So in addition to the man in custody, police say 3 others are still on the loose. We don't know if anyone involved in the shooting are students or not.
And on Saturday morning, Aurora police shot and killed a man near the airport after they say he robbed a 7-Eleven and led officers on a chase. One officer was hurt in the chase, but is out of the hospital and recovering at home now. There's going to be a community rally on the steps of the state capitol to draw attention to police-involved shootings. And there's a call for greater transparency in how they're investigated. We are going deeper this morning. New analysis on Colorado's surge in crime. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta has a look at how violent and drug crimes are trending up.
More cars are being stolen, more homes and buildings are being set on fire. Those are just 2 of the 7 crimes that this report says there have been an increase in out of 7 so far this year right here in Colorado. So I just mentioned car thefts and arson. We know robbery is another one there. Buying stolen property, vandalism, prostitution and pandering, drug possession and sales, and homelessness round out that list of 7 categories. The report was done by a group called the Common Sense Institute. A couple of crimes really stuck out in it. Car thefts, like I mentioned, being one of them that we've heard so much about this year. The report found there was a more than 13% increase in these kinds of crimes this year right here in our home state. It also found Colorado ranked second in crimes against property in the U.S. And fentanyl, something else that we've heard so much about in the past couple of months. The report found law enforcement officers seized more fentanyl in the first 5 months of this year compared to all of last year. Listen to why one person who helped put this report together says the Common Sense Institute does this kind of work.
So the idea was initially to get some awareness out there, but also what we were trying to do is get the policy leaders to go back and look at the things they've done over the last 10 years to see if they could adjust those things.
For some context, Morrissey, who you just heard from, said their report back in 2021 showed that these kind of crimes and the increases in them had cost Coloradans about $30 billion. In Denver, I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Well, it was a frustrating loss for the Broncos. There were some good moments against the Raiders, but they were overshadowed by too many mistakes again and a key injury as well. They dropped to a disappointing 2-2 now on the season.
Our Denver 7 sports director Lionel Bienvenu has analysis of last night's game and the players' mentality going into Thursday night's game against the Colts.
Well, the Broncos just can't put it all together yet. I think they will at some point, but for right now, 4 games into the season, we've seen flashes of brilliance and flashes of absolutely awful. Great passing game, bad running game. Great defense, bad defense. So here we sit at 2-2 after Sunday's loss to the Raiders. They are not a winning team, they are not a losing team, but they're right in the middle of it all. As we say every week, good, bad, and ugly. The good was Russell Wilson, best game as a Bronco. 2 touchdown passes in Vegas, no interceptions, rating of 124.9, ran for a touchdown too. Broncos scored over 20 points for the first time this season. The bad was Melvin Gordon, fumbled for the 4th game in a row this season. It was returned for a touchdown. And the ugly was the Broncos defense. Top 3 defense, they got bulldozed by the Raiders, 212 yards rushing. 31-23 the final, but Russ said after, things are still coming together, and he's looking forward to the short week and Thursday night's game against the Colts.
We got a lot of season left, man. What a gift. We got a lot of season left. We can respond the right way. And that's what we're going to do. There is no other way. There's no other option. That's what we're going to do, and I look forward to it. I look forward to how these guys show up tonight on the plane, studying the film, and then how we get there back to Denver, back home, and get ready to go on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And it's just the beginning. It's just the start of everything. So we'll be ready to roll.
All right, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's the same deal with the Broncos. Leave this one behind in Vegas, move on to the next one. And that is Thursday night primetime football right here on Denver 7. Broncos and Colts. Pre-game coverage starts at 5 o'clock. Denver 7 is your home for Broncos primetime Thursday night football.
Well, for fans, misery sometimes loves company, and there is comfort knowing that others share in your anguish.
Oh, this is so silly. The Denver 7 Broncos voicemail hotline was fired up and screamed up after last night's loss.
Hi, I would like to voice my opinion on the Denver Broncos this season.
Cause this is bull. My little nephew, he played Pee Wee football, and they played better than the Broncos did today.
You gotta do better.
Do better. Thank you.
They got the best passer in the world, and first down, handoff. Second down, handoff. What's wrong with them guys? Are they nuts?
I think the players should eat organic food. I think that doing that would cause all of your eyes to widen, and you would be astounded.
The Broncos are playing a lot like jazz right now. They don't know what they're doing, and they're making stuff up at the spot.
Well, all right, hopefully no screaming in the future, but we get it. You're frustrated. You want them to try something new. Fortunately, it's a short turnaround to Thursday's game.
My favorite thing was, going vegan. Maybe
isn't the organic diet?
Isn't Tom Brady Megan?
He must be, right? I mean, he's always winning.
So the phone lines will be open after Thursday's game on Denver 7. And here's the number to call in. It's right there on your screen. So it's 303-832-0111. And we do hope to hear from you after a big Broncos win. We want to hear the good things
Good news.
you have to say.
Keep it clean, family friendly.
Well, still ahead, good news before you hit the road this morning. Gas is going down yet again. You'll want to fill up soon.
Also, for years, people from all over have been flocking here to the Mile High City, but now there's a new wave of people moving out. The surprising new destination for residents leaving Denver. And before we head to break, here are some great photos from across Colorado. You can always play this live Zen stream on your TV anytime through our free Denver 7 Plus app for Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, or Android.